All right, so I have the Under Amour Sonic 3 here, and I'll start with the upper. So the upper is just this breathable mesh material that I liked a lot. Pretty simple and it worked, so it was good. Midsole is just a mixture of foam and their hover foam, just like this black meshy stuff they have on the heel and right here. All right, so the outsole. The outsole is kind of interesting because at the heel there's regular kind of what they call high abrasion rubber, but it's the rubber that you'd be used to feeling on the bottom of a shoe. But in the forefoot, they have a different kind of rubber. So it says blown rubber on it, and I looked into it a bit, and blown rubber is just kind of a softer rubber compound. And I did really like the feel of this shoe, but I will say that this rubber is super, super soft. And I think that's what helps give the shoe a good feel, but it definitely wears down really quickly. And I'll show you my other side. So like at probably just under 400 miles, I started wearing through, and I put eventually I think like 550 on these. I started wearing through the rubber on the toe there, which is not great. And I could see it happening. I could see it like, I don't know, my first 5 runs, I could tell that the rubber near the toes was really, really wearing down. I don't know. The rubber I think is maybe just a little bit too soft. But it does feel like, it feels good to run in. But yeah, I noticed early that the rubber in the forefoot was different, and I noticed that it was wearing down really quickly. So that's something that they need to work on, I think. I've seen, I was looking online, I saw other people had a similar problem. I would not take these shoes on a treadmill. Like I did probably, I think 80% of my running on asphalt, and then probably 20% on dirt, hard packed dirt. But if you took these on a treadmill, you could wear, I think you'd wear through these so quickly. So I would definitely avoid that. All right, so the heel is kind of interesting. It's just, I don't know, seems like super, they got this plastic heel counter, and the inside of it is just like super basic. And they got this little heel cup thing on the inside. I don't know, it's kind of unique, but also felt kind of basic. The tongue was fine. Held my foot in really well. All right, so general thoughts on this shoe. I ended up really liking this shoe. Easily one of my favorites. And personally, I'm not a big Under Amour fan. And this is my first pair of Under Amour shoes I've ever tried. And the first week, I thought that this shoe was going to be awful. Like I said, the wear of the rubber on the bottom, I was thinking that these shoes were going to last 200 miles. But I don't know, they just broke in really nicely, and they felt really, 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 really good. Like the cushioning for how low profile the shoe is, it was really, really good. Like I was super impressed. So I really like the shoes. They're a bit lighter. I think they're 10.2 ounces in a size 9 that I typically run in, and I didn't feel like I had to sacrifice anything on the cushioning side of things, which is where I'm kind of very picky. So yeah, I really, really like these shoes. These shoes are great to go fast into. I mean, you could tempo in these, no problem, fartlek. You could do track intervals. I mean, not like you wouldn't do high quality 400s in them, but I just feel like this is a very versatile shoe. Yeah, it was great. I will definitely be buying more pairs of these. I think, if I were to compare these to a shoe that's out there, I would say just in terms of like, kind of like the profile of the shoe and kind of the vibe I get is the Nike Pegasus. I feel like it's a decent, and the price point as well, decent competitor to the Pegasus. And I've run the Pegasus, the old one, I think it was the 35, and I enjoyed this so much more. So kudos to them. One thing I will say though is like, the shoe, like especially when I got it, it just felt like super basic, like something that you would get from Walmart, and I'm not really sure why I get that vibe. And there's nothing wrong with something from Walmart, but if you're gonna be paying over $100 for a pair of shoes, which these retail at $110, then like, I don't know, you should, I feel like, kind of expect a feel of quality. And I don't know, the shoes just seem so basic. I don't know, maybe that's a me problem, but I think part of it too is like this, like the hover foam. First of all, the name is just kind of lame, and then the appearance of it, at least on these shoes, is so bad. I mean, like, I've seen some of the basketball shoes, the new basketball shoes, and they kind of changed the appearance of the foam, and it looks way better now. But like, this just looks so taggy. What are they doing? So yeah, I mean, those are minor gripes. The shoe as a whole was fantastic, but I do feel like Under Armour could do a better job of making the shoe feel more quality. They also make a big deal about their kind of Bluetooth connectivity with Map My Run. So I think the shoes have a chip in there, and they're Bluetooth enabled, so you can, if you download Map My Run, it'll track your run just like a GPS watch. But like, most people have GPS watches of some sort to begin with, so like, I'm not really sure what the excitement is about and what the hype is about. I don't think that they're really gonna win a ton of people over. And if I remember correctly, Nike was using that technology, God, what was it called? I think it may have been called Nike Plus or something, but like back in 2007, and that was like 13 years ago, 14 years ago. I mean, I don't know. I know that Under Armour purchased Map My Run, and they're probably trying to really market it, but it does nothing for me, so I don't know. But on the whole, this was a fantastic shoe. I mean, other than the durability, and one more thing I will point out is, like, I try to stretch a little bit after my runs, and I'll just lay my feet out flat against the ground, and like, look how just the asphalt, this is like what the asphalt did to the heel of the shoe when I was just stretching, leaning forward, grabbing my toes. It just kind of goes along with my theory that they don't feel super high quality. Like, it almost wore all the way through. So, but yeah, still love the shoe. I'd probably give these a 9 out of 10. I think that they need to make the rubber compound a little bit more durable in the forefoot. I do like how it's soft, but they need to make that more durable. And once they get that figured out, they pretty much have a perfect shoe. Like I said, I think the price on these is $110. Fortunately, I was able to get them at a steep discount to that, so this is a great value for me, and $110 is not too bad for these shoes. Even if I think at 400 miles is kind of where I felt like the rubber was done, and they started feeling a little bit more like a brick. So even if you get 400 miles out of it, $110 is still a reasonable price based on my experience. But yeah, if you can get them cheaper than that, there's some discounted colorways on their website, and you can find better deals online. So yeah, if you can find them under $100, I feel like it's a no-brainer. So anyway, those are my thoughts. So yeah.